This episode is brought to you by Blueprint Health. Blueprint Health is a measurement-based care platform for mental health providers. You can find out more about them by going to practiceoftherapy.com/blueprinthealth. And also this episode is brought to you by TherapyNotes, therapynotes.com, the leading electronic health record system for mental health providers in private practice. They're who I use in my practice. Check them out at practiceoftherapy.com/therapynotes. This is the Practice of Therapy podcast with Gordon Brewer, helping you to navigate your private practice journey. This is session number 195 of the Practice of Therapy podcast. Hello, folks. I'm Gordon Brewer. Glad you've joined me. Glad you're here with me in this journey and listening to the podcast. And if this is your first time coming to the podcast, I welcome you and hope you'll come back for more, and be sure to follow us wherever you might be listening to the podcast. So this is a little bit of a special episode. You know, one of the things about this, the past year, I've been to one conference this past year that was an in-person conference, but with the rise of COVID again and all of that, we're really just, I think most people are just kind of playing it safe in terms of how they do conferences. But every year in the fall, in September, Brighter Vision has an event that's always been an online event, and it's called Fall into Cash. And so today we're going to be talking with Austin Kirkland about that. And what I love about this event every year, I've participated in it for the last few years, but what I love about it is that they do a great job of doing a lot of giveaways. You know, one of the things nice about going to in-person conferences, particularly if they have like vendors and stuff there, you usually can pick up a lot of really cool swag. And so Brighter Vision is doing that again this year with their Fall into Cash campaign. And so you're going to be, if you will go over and check out brightervision.com/2021 cash, that'll get you to the landing page, and you'll get to see there are a lot of great people you can hear from. There's going to be a lot of great webinars and giveaways and some special blog articles and that kind of thing. So anyway, Austin's going to talk more about that, and you'll get to hear from him and really more about what Brighter Vision does. And so looking forward to you hearing from him. But before we get to Austin, one of the things I would also like to let you know about is the Google Workspace platform course that's in the pre-launch phase for my company, The Practice of Therapy. And if you'll go over to practiceoftherapy.com/GWS platform, you can find out more about that. And what this course does is will teach you how to use the different tools and dives in a little bit deeper than what we do in Google Workspace for Therapists. That's another course that's out there. We dive in a little deeper about how to use and set up Google Workspace as a practice platform. So I would invite you to get in on the pre-launch that's going on this month during September, and you can, again, get to that to practiceoftherapy.com/GWS platform. And that way you can go ahead and pre-enroll in the course and get it at a pretty significant discount. And the other thing about when you go ahead and enroll now, you automatically get lifetime access to the course and also any of the content that is already there. I'm still adding to the course and haven't fully got it up there yet. It keeps getting bigger. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but anyway, I keep adding to the content, and there are a few modules that doing the finishing touches on, but I would say 2/3 of the course is up there now. And I'd invite you to go over and take take advantage of the pre-launch. So anyway, again, practiceoftherapy.com/GWS platform, and there'll be links here in the show summary and the show notes for you about that. The other event that I wanted to let you know about, and I talked about it in last week's podcast and gave a little bit of misinformation, and I apologize for that. But one of the things that we've decided to do with Killing It Camp this year is just to go virtual. We had talked about us being a live event and that sort of thing, but with the rise of COVID and all of that, we're going to play it safe and go virtual. But the good news is there's still going to be a virtual conference. And I'm, again, like Fall into Cash, Killing It Camp is a great way to hear from some great people and get some great content. And it's really become the premier private practice conference for clinicians in private practice. And as far as learning the business side of how to manage your practice and just some tips and just some great folks that you'll get to hear from. But if you'll go to practiceoftherapy.com, just KIC 2021, you can register for the online event. It's going to be held on October the 14th through 16th, and be sure and check it out. So again, if you'll go to practiceoftherapy.com/KIC 2021, you can get all the information there. And so hope to see you there, at least online. So anyway, it's going to be a good conference, not quite as good as being in person, but we're playing it safe. So anyway, check it out. And also, going back to Brighter Vision, I know I'm jumping around here a little bit, but they, one of the things I wanted to let you know about with their Fall into Cash campaign, you can really get some pretty big discounts on their services during this time. And if you'll check out practiceoftherapy.com/brightervision, you can save over $200 on both their website setup and also their Social Genie setup. And they're going to also waive the setup fees for both those products during the Fall into Cash campaign. So practiceoftherapy.com/brightervision, and that'll get you to the right place. So be sure and check that out. So, okay. So before we get to Austin here, I'd love for you to hear from our sponsors of the podcast, Blueprint Health and TherapyNotes. Running a great behavioral health practice is hard. If you're insurance-based, payers are demanding more and more measurable outcomes. Therapists are getting harder than ever to hire and find, and clients expect digitally enabled care experience. Introducing Blueprint, the all-in-one measurement-based care platform that helps behavioral health providers grow top-line practice revenue, increase clinician satisfaction, and deliver more effective care. Blueprint's intuitive platform administers, scores, and charts hundreds of symptom ratings to give clinicians deeper insights into how clients are progressing. And you may be eligible to earn additional reimbursement for each administered outcome measure. Get your first month free by going to practiceoftherapy.com/blueprinthealth. That's practiceoftherapy.com/blueprinthealth. In running a private practice, you need to have excellent systems and processes in place. And one of the leading electronic health record systems that you need to check out is TherapyNotes. They're who I use in my practice. TherapyNotes provides a patient portal, also the ability to schedule online, send appointment reminders, also handle your collections, insurance claims. It's all in one platform for the clinical side of your practice. And they also have telehealth available through their platform. As I said, they are who I use in my practice and couldn't do without them. So be sure and check them out. Go to practiceoftherapy.com/therapynotes and you'll be able to see what they have available. And also be sure and use the promo code Gordon. Just is Gordon, and you can try them out for 2 months for free. That's TherapyNotes at practiceoftherapy.com/therapynotes. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome again to the podcast. And I'm so glad for you all to get to hear from Austin Kirkland today. Welcome, Austin, from Brighter Vision.
Yeah, hi. Thanks so much, Gordon. Thank you so much for having me on here. I appreciate it.
Awesome. And I know that I've had a pretty long-term relationship with the folks at Brighter Vision. And so, Austin, as I start with everyone, why don't you tell folks a little bit about who you are and how you've landed where you've landed?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you know, my name's Austin. Just some personal fun information about me. I'm a big lover of dogs. You might see one or two kind of roaming around here. I'm a photographer as well. But I've always had a passion for mental health services and access to mental health care. So I found myself kind of suddenly unemployed a few years ago. Long story there, but I saw this opportunity come up with Brighter Vision, and I jumped on it. And it's just been a phenomenal 4 years that I've been here. You know, I can't think of a better way to spend 8 hours a day than talking to therapists. So
Awesome.
That's how I landed at Brighter Vision.
Oh, that's great. I always love people's backstory, so I have to ask. So
yeah.
Well, for those folks that might not be familiar with Brighter Vision, if they aren't familiar with Brighter Vision, they've probably not been looking in the right places. But tell folks a little bit about what you all do and that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So what Brighter Vision does in a nutshell is we make marketing simple for therapists. And the way we do that is we work one-on-one with them to, get a custom website built that's unique to their practice and their clients and all that. But more importantly, we market that website. So when there is that prospective client, placing that search online for help, that they're going to be one of the first options that shows up. So that's what we do in a nutshell for our clients, is help grow their practices.
Awesome. And, that they are really kind of my go-to recommendation for people that are really, unless you really want to build your website yourself, which I know a lot of people are intimidated by that, they would be the go-to, hands down, because like Austin said, they take care of the SEO, which is so important, and making sure that your website can be found, and plus their templates and the websites that they have are really phenomenal. I've really enjoyed seeing a lot of some of my consulting clients use them and just see the beautiful websites that they get. So, yeah.
It's really fun for me too, because I work with the client kind of, from the start to the end. So it's great to talk to them initially, kind of get an idea of what their vision is. And then, a couple of weeks later when the website's built, I love to check it out. It's really awesome to see, how their vision was translated to the website. And then working with the team too, they're very kind of like consultative as well. They're not not only there to do everything you tell them, they're there to kind of provide some ideas too. So it's really neat to see the mixture and the end result of the website.
Right. And you guys too have got, I say it's new. It's not new now. I've got a platform for helping people with social media that's really an automated deal. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to. I love it. It's called Social Genie. For starters, I'm actually the one who named it, so I feel very proud of it. And as a matter of fact, it's one of my best friends from high school that I'm still best friends with. He's the software engineer behind it. So anyway, it's always just a fun fact I like to give. But it's a really robust marketing tool that pretty much does all your social media marketing for you. So what Social Genie is more specifically, it houses thousands of pre-created therapist-specific social media posts. They're all organized by categories or specialties, really. And then what our clients can do is select a specialty, like anxiety, for example. They can say, hey, every Mondays and Thursdays at 9 a.m., I want a new post on anxiety going out to all my social media accounts. It takes 5 minutes to schedule that out. it'll automatically post for them. The client would also have the ability to, view a schedule and see the upcoming posts and, edit them, delete them if they want to, but ultimately they'll automatically post to the social media accounts for them. It's just a great hands-off approach to social media marketing.
Yeah, I've seen a demo of it, and it's absolutely really takes this whole idea of curation of mental health information and makes it easy for the therapist to put it out there rather than having to spend all the time of creating all that for themselves on their, doing all the work. So it's really a phenomenal product, I would say. So with that, one of the main reasons I wanted Austin on here was Brighter Vision's got one of their annual events coming up, or it's actually, as this episode is coming out, they're in the middle of it. Yeah. So you want to talk about Fall into Cash?
Yeah, absolutely. So Fall into Cash is this awesome thing that we do every single year throughout the entire month of September. So what it is we have 18 mental health professionals and businesses and practices. They're all participating. So there will be weekly blogs, webinars, content over the entire month. And between all of us, we're going to be giving away about $17,000 worth of giveaways. Additionally, you also get a very, very heavy discount on our services. As a matter of fact, it's one of the best discounts we offer all year. So it's really exciting. We love doing this. And the whole point of this is to help provide, free information, free resources to therapists who might be starting out, or maybe they already have a practice, they want to grow it more. But it's just to help give them some more tools to excel more and fall into cash.
Yeah, I love it. So what are some of the topics that are going to be covered this year?
Yeah, so there's a multitude of topics. So I'm just going to pull up my spreadsheet here real quick. So if you see me look away, that's what I'm looking at. So the first week, we have, a lot of different webinars. Joe Stanek is handing out one of his copies of his book from Practice to the Practice. We have one free ticket to Zinni Me's, private practice retreat, which is a $300 value. So every week there's going to be thousands of dollars of giveaways. Definitely look into it. All you have to do is just go to brightervision.com / I believe it's 2021 cash. That'll give you a lot more information. That's where you can sign up for it and start accessing some of those potential giveaways.
Awesome. Just checking in. So what are other things that Brighter Vision's got down the line in the future? What's because I know there's been just some big changes that have gone through with the company and all of that. So what's going to be happening that people would be interested in?
Yeah. So, we do have a lot of things coming up in the future. I'm not too sure what certain things I can actually speak upon, but they are very exciting stuff. We have kind of in the pipeline here. But as far as like our service with regards to the Fall into Cash thing, you do get a heavy discount. So to go over our pricing real briefly, our typical pricing is $59 a month with a $100 setup fee at sign up as well. So usually customers are paying $159 to sign up and then $59 a month after. But with this promotion, you're getting to the month of September, we're going to waive the $100 setup fee altogether. You'll never pay that. And then we're going to lower your monthly price down to $10. It's going to lower it by $10 a month. So it'd be $49 to sign up and $49 a month after that. So it's a phenomenal deal that we have going on.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. So what, as people are thinking about maybe people that have already thinking about getting their website up and going for a private practice, or maybe even folks that already have a website, but it's not doing exactly what they want it to do. Walk us through just kind of the process you take people through in really getting their websites up to par, so to speak, or even started.
Yeah. So there's really two boats of clients I typically work with. One boat is going to be the brand new clinician that doesn't have any website at all. This is going to be the first website they've ever built. So during those conversations, I try to learn as much as I can about them. If they have an idea of what they want their specialty to be, that's really helpful to know. But a lot of times, newer clinicians don't always have that idea. They're just not quite dialed in yet, or maybe they don't want to be. They just want to start getting clients, which is perfectly fine, because all I'm trying to do is learn about their goals. And then I'll figure out a plan with the development team, to help market that specific therapist. And then on the other side of things, I would say most of our clients, as a matter of fact, fall into this group where they're coming to us with a website currently. Usually it's like Wix or Squarespace or something like that. And more often than not, they tell me they're fed up with it. they spent, hours working on it years ago and they never touched it again. So then I like to talk to them about, what it is they like about their website, what it is they don't like about it, because you put a lot of work into that, right? So we don't want to change anything that you're happy with. So I'll take the client through the conversation, let them know what certain things we can bring over and what we can't. More often than not, we can bring just about anything over from their current site into the new site. And then we would just work together as a team to really develop something that's more unique, more personalized, that's going to help drive in their ideal client.
Right. I was talking with one of my consulting clients this morning, and we were just talking about some of the tips around SEO that I know about. What would be a few tips that you would give folks around SEO that they need to think about? And we're talking about search engine optimization. I don't mean to be too codified here. So, yeah.
So, I mean, search engine optimization is the point, pretty much the point of having a website is to have search engine optimization, really. Because without search engine optimization, your website's not going to be found unless they know the exact address of it. So what it is on a high level, just to kind of describe it for anyone who might not know what it is, it's code in a way that's going to go into your website. That's going to describe your website to Google. That way Google knows who to show your website to. One of the most important things to do around search engine optimization is blogging. So a big factor with how well a website's going to rank over time is simply how often it's being updated. So if you look at it from Google's point of view, they want to show their end user, which is the person placing the search, relevant and up-to-date information, content. And so by updating your website once or twice, even 3 times a month, you're going to tell Google like, hey, I have good information. It's new, show me first. They're going to be like, okay, we're going to do that. And so a great way to do that regularly is through blog posts, because typically these blog posts are going to talk about, the types of information you already have on your website, because you want that to match. It's going to give, a decent amount of content because there's a certain character limit that you want to hit. And then you just do that every week. I mean, your website will rank super well. This is assuming you've done the search engine optimization initially prior to launching as well.
And that's so helpful, because I think a lot of people are really kind of baffled by that, is that they like you said, they might create a beautiful, or at least for them, beautiful website that is on Wix or Squarespace, and it's just crickets. Yep. And part of it is you've got to really kind of know all of that back end stuff that just takes a lot of work. And so it's something that, particularly as we get busy, not something that would necessarily be a good ROI, return on our investment, to spend the time on that, when it's really better to hand it off to an expert that knows what they're doing with all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would do that all day long. I mean, what's nice about, our service is that's included even in our entry level package, which is $59 a month. I mean, typically if you go to another company to hire that outside, you're going to pay hundreds of dollars a month just for the search engine optimization, because I mean, they can charge that much because it is that difficult to understand. It's that time consuming to do.
Right. So, well, Austin, this is just great stuff, and I want to be respectful of your time. Tell folks again how they can find out the URL for Fall Into Cash, and we'll also be sure to have it in the show notes here.
Yeah, absolutely. So all you need to do is just go to brightervision.com/2021 cash. That's it. So you just sign up in there. There'll be actually, if you go to that page, you can scroll down, you can kind of see the weekly schedule of all the different giveaways and stuff. There's a lot. I don't want to list every single one line by line, but definitely check that out. Yeah. That's all you have to do. Just sign up there. Try to attend as many webinars as you can, because a lot of times these webinars are going to have live giveaways that you have to be present for. But ultimately, I mean, it's just a great way to earn a lot of different, useful and free tools that will help grow your business and help you fall into cash.
Awesome. That's great. And I'm going to be doing a webinar with them on using Google Workspace in private practice, or Google Workspace for therapists. And there's going to be just a giveaway of that course that I've got created as part of this sort of thing. So again, we'll have links here in the show summary and the show notes. So, well, Austin, thanks so much for being on the podcast again. Yeah. And it's been a while since the folks from Brighter Vision have been here. So we need to make it more often. Well, again, a big thanks to Austin for joining me on the podcast. And hopefully this has been a little fun for you and just learning a little more about the importance of websites and SEO. And, your website really is the front door of your practice. And for anyone that is going into private practice, they really need to have a superior a good website that is going to rank well in Google. There are people out there that just use like the Psychology Today profile as their website or a Facebook page, that kind of thing. I wouldn't really recommend that, just doing that by itself. I think you're going to do much better by having your own website that really tells who you are and tells your story. So be sure and check it out. Again, brightervision.com/2021 cash is how you can find out more about all of the different things that are going on during the month of September with Fall into Cash. I'm going to be doing doing a webinar towards the end of the conference, and I was just going to try to remind myself when that is. I was just looking here. Yes, that's going to be on week 5, so the last week of September, and I'll be doing a webinar on using Google Workspace in your practice. And speaking of Google Workspace, be sure and check out the practiceoftherapy.com GWS platform. And you can get into the pre-launch of that particular course, and also still available, and it always is there, is Google Workspace for Therapists. And you can get to that by going to practiceoftherapy.com GWS course. I'm sorry. I had to remember what it is. It's just GWS course, Google Workspace course. So again, links in the show notes and the show summary here for that. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of Google Workspace, and really feel like it's a great tool that can really help you a lot with your productivity. And also, as always, be sure and check out our sponsors of the podcast. I'm so thrilled to have them and partnering with them, and that is Blueprint Health. And you can get to them by going to practiceoftherapy.com/blueprint health. And they will help you out in creating a measurement-based practice and being able to help you with just being able to know your outcomes, which is real important on the clinical side of things and can be on the business side of things as far as helping you with reimbursement rates if you're using insurance in your practice or you're on insurance panels. Most insurance companies are going to want you to give them some measured outcomes. And so they can help you with that with their platform. And then, as always, be sure and check out TherapyNotes. And you can find out more about them by going to practiceoftherapy.com/TherapyNotes. And when you go to check them out, if you want to try them out for 2 months for free, you can do that by using the promo code Gordon, just GORDON. And the same for Blueprint Health. You can try them out for 1 month for free if you'll use that URL, and that'll give you a promo code when you go to that URL. Practiceoftherapy.com/blueprint health. Again, 2 great sponsors, two services, 2 platforms that I can absolutely get behind. So anyway, be sure and check them out. So, well, folks, I hope you're having a good September. Fall is just around the corner. At least it's starting to feel a tinge of it here in the air in East Tennessee. And so, I'm enjoying being outside and got to do some hiking this past weekend as I'm recording this over the Labor Day weekend. It was really great to get out. I did about a 6-mile hike, which was great. So take care, folks, and we'll be talking to you next week. And be sure and follow us wherever you might be listening to the podcast. And glad you're with me on this journey. Been listening to the Practice of Therapy podcast with Gordon Brewer. Please visit us at practiceoftherapy.com for more information, resources, and tools to help you in starting, building, and growing your private practice. And if you haven't done so already, please sign up to receive the free private practice startup guide at practiceoftherapy.com. The information in this podcast is intended to be accurate and authoritative concerning the subject matter covered. It is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, or producers are rendering legal, accounting, or clinical advice. If you need a professional, you should find the right person for that.